much more in the fights, but if it's Bloodseeker, you want to use the Armor Slash because otherwise you get ruptured. So there's a bit of that catch-22 of what do I play instead, but I think it's fine. I'll be honest, even though I think there might be a better carry than Jug, I'm not offended by Jug. You never should be, and I'm not very confident in Creep Wave's draft. I don't see much of a purpose of the Lich, Jug aside, which sure, but that's the only one. And even Jug can kind of mitigate that, but go for more magical damage items. I don't see much of the purpose of the Kunkka, to be honest. I like the catch, but he's pretty bad against Void Spirits. Obviously, because he can just avoid you with Assimilate and has Yols. He's bad against Jug. He rarely catches a Lion or Winter Wyvern unless they're in position. And DK is DK.
It's amazing!
Yeah, I'm not very sold on this Creep Wave draft again.
I would have liked it more with the Huskar, right? Because then you solve a couple of those catch issues. I mean, Life Break immediately puts someone, gives up just a lot of thirst, right? To Crystallis here, or to any Bloodseeker, right? Not necessarily just Crystallis. So that strikes me good. It's VP. They're going to go ahead and rush B up to the triangle here, and they might be punished for this one. There's going to be the bonk into a secondary slow for save, and there's plenty of damage. First blood this time for Creep Wave into the hands of the Bloodseeker.
What I will say though is that compared to last game, this game they went for a similar strategy of like strong lanes and try to snowball the early game, and they do have it this time. So that's an advantage. Right?
30 seconds.
I definitely think that Coddle Mars lane is a very good one. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize they actually had an unwanted hero for Anyway, they have the Mars Coddle is a really good lane. The Bloodseeker Lich is a really good lane as well. I think Kunkka should be able to hold his own, if not win against the Void Spirit. So at least you should be able to get a good start, and then maybe Creep Wave can execute what they wanted to do last game. With a better carry as well. I definitely think Bloodseeker is better than Weaver overall.
Yes, I'd agree. I know you said you prefer to see the Bloodseeker in the space-making role these days, but let's see if Crystallis can maybe change your opinion a little bit here in the early patch, right?
So the problem I have is that unless you're playing him with Mage Slayer, which might be the reason why you're playing him carry, and he's back, he only got nerfs to that role. Right? Yeah, the denies is good on the thirst, and that might be why. But for the most part, he got buffed a lot in the offlane or mid role. So it's interesting to see that people are going to try to play him carry again, because he didn't get any specific buffs for that. Maybe you can consider the thirst buffs to be better for the carry, but I don't. It's like the carry Bloodseeker's already winning his lane. I don't think the denies matter too much for him. In case people don't know, by the way, is the fact that 50% of now the denies give you 50% HP health from thirst or HP healing. Which is what it used to be like until they nerfed Bloodseeker because Icefrog is a bad person.
Yep, I was just showing that one off as well. GPK mid lane, Void Spirit versus the Kunkka. I feel like...
Save. He gets a stun off, but I think Crystallis is going to chase after him, and that should be a kill. One more hit. Fishman's going to get it. Oh no, never mind. Save has the Fairy Fire. Trying to run on the Blood Right. He won't. Crystallis set it up just perfectly, and DM hits the courier once, realizing he can't hit the courier again, and he's going...
Yep, Fishman will back up, pop all his regen. DM doesn't have any yet, and he can't afford any either, but he's a DK, so as soon as he gets the second point, right into the Dragon's Blood, he'll be topped off. Oh, just kidding, Save it was here to ferry it for him, and Save immediately back out to try and make sure he can block this camp and prevent too much... try and make the Creep Wave a little bit more favorable here for DM, because Crystallis, yeah, not a hero that's going to be doing a whole lot of damage to the DK with right clicks, but DK is not going to be able to get through him too easily either, thanks to all this thirst regen he's going to have now. Amar, top lane. Okay, tank the level 1 spin. Just a level 1 spin, nothing to write home about.
Yeah, usually in this lane, the DK in line actually has some kill potential, because double stun lanes always will, particularly against the support. But for the most part, it's going to be a farming lane, as you said. I don't think the Bloodseeker, once DK hits level 3, you can really kill him. Yeah, health regen got nerfed considerably, but the armor's still there. So usually Bloodseeker's not going to do much more. Maybe the Kunkka can rotate and get a kill on the DK though. With Kunkka, I think it's definitely possible. Bloodlight's very strong.
Alright, very good ability. Concha, easy just going to throw a... I was looking to toss him as well. He's going to receive the courier from the high ground. Very trusty courier. Trusts it quite a bit there to just toss it into the river for him, where Ancho will be able to catch it and refill the first bottle for the water rune. What's the build here for GPK? Standard stuff, yeah, just Assimilate Resonant Pulse, farms fast, can clear the waves, move to side camps, and of course, Dissimilate necessary for heroes that do have the necessary catch for you, especially in the laning stage. Yep, here we go. It's exactly what he's looking to dodge.
Exactly. I mean, this game, if GPK feels really threatened by the Kunkka, I think Gills is a fine option. Or you can go for the Mage Slayer, which I think is the most simplest these days. Because it makes it so tanky, and you go for like Mage Slayer, Kai, and Sanj, and all of a sudden you deny a lot of the damage.
Ooh, Lamar. Ooh, wow, that's so much damage there. It's a level 2 spin this time with the slow and the DPS of Arctic Burn.
Spin did get buffed. Minor buffs, but now level 1 actually feels like it does something, and level 2 feels still very strong. So, I don't think this puts back like Jug as a top tier carry, but I don't think Jug is that bad.
Yep.
He should never be that bad. He just always is underwhelming when you see him play. But
Kingslayer, there's going to be that solar bind. It's just a little bit of additional damage into the Illuminates. Yeah, nice. Not bad at all.
Yeah, and Chuvan able to kill him. Level 1 Illuminate unfortunately got nerfed, so it's not as strong anymore because now it always channels per second at all levels. Which is why now some cuddles have been trying to put more level into Illuminate early, as opposed to the typical Chakra Magic maxing we used to do.
Pushes the wave quite a bit there. So saw Chuvash kind of just take a creep away from Amar. Wasn't the range creep though, so don't worry, he's going to be A-okay. Ooh, good effort. Good effort as BZ. I was just tossing out the Torrents, 3 points in Tidebringer. Nothing too surprising here. Just looking to press his melee versus melee. Natural matchup that he's going to have. His natural advantage he's going to have here with Tidebringer.
Find Fishman here. Bloodright's not going to protect him enough, and they'll be able to tear right through him. 2 points in Dragon's Blood, no longer concerned with the Bloodright. And they understand the kills here, at least for them, are going to be on the support. So they're probably not going to try the Bloodseeker. High base armor, good HP, but Lich is an easy target.
Yep, rather easy of a kill. And now that DK has got plenty of points here in his passive, or just what, enough points? What did he have, level 1? Yeah, he's got 2 now. Enough, basically, right? This frees up Safe to go on a warding mission, so he's going to plant a ward down. That could watch for anyone trying to rotate down bottom. I think, yeah, Kunkka would probably want to go bottom. Trying to kill Wyvern, I don't think they actually need the Kunkka here to get that done. And bottom actually might be a kill onto a Lion or even the DK, especially if you have both. A good ward there. Scout for any potential rotations as there's another spin onto Amar. Level 2 spin yet again here, doing plenty of damage onto Amar. Nightfall though is speared. That was a bit of a weird interaction, but he's got barely enough mana to get off at least the healing ward.
He still survived. He'll be fine. But yeah, that almost killed him. The lane should be strong, and now we see the Kunkka rotating. I think they know that there's no mana on Nightfall. Also, it's on cooldown anyway, the Blade Fury, so they're going to go for the Ghost Ship. Instead, it seems to be for the Winter Wyvern, so Kingslayer is the first target. Nightfall able to get away because of this, and Kingslayer will certainly die here to BZM. One more Tidebringer, or it's going to be the Spear instead. But since Nightfall's alive, this rotation's just okay.
Yep. I agree. Just okay. BZM's going to have to TP back mid lane rather quickly here, as of course GPK very eager to push the wave, even Astral stepping it to make sure his wagon can get a bit of chip damage in. Lion nearby, but scanned out by BZM. Means that he's not going to be putting himself in a position. Oh, maybe actually they're going to still make a play though. GPK rotating around from the side, Lion from behind, as there they go onto him in between the 2 towers. Rune activated as well from GPK, means that kill is very easy and very fast. No chance there for the TP to come save him.
Well, I think GPK gets the better off of these like early rotations, right? Killing the Kunkka much more valuable than you rotating killing the Coddle. Sorry, than killing the Winter Wyvern. You didn't get much off it. DM has been doing a good job of not letting Bloodseeker farm like crazy. And you actually forced 3 points in Thirst early, which is a win-in sense. Usually Bloodseekers like to max Blood Rage as much as possible in the early game, just to try to outfarm the opponent. Not gonna be the case here because of the DK's pressure. Yep. And in the top lane, Amar once again in trouble. We do have Omni available here for Nightfall, but he's afraid to use it. Too many creeps nearby. Here comes Crystal, is stunned. No, but he's been silenced, so he couldn't use the Omni Slash there. I don't think he dies anyway to it. It's only level 1. TP's instead.
Yep. Mid lane, Fishman applying the Frost Armor from behind the tower here. It's not going to go look aggressively, as GPK did not like what he saw there. Just looking for a bit of extra damage thanks to this ward. Knew exactly what he was getting into. As now they'll rotate DM on over. Elder Dragon form active to look for the kill. Fishman, though, walks into the stun, and I think he will be going down. Bloodrights might catch a couple of heroes here. In fact, it'll catch exactly 2, but it shouldn't get Crystals anything in return, especially since he does not have the point in Rupture yet.
Fine, though. I have nothing against him, so a little bit of wasted time. Usually it's the moment where Bloodseeker needs to really rush that Maelstrom, get it as soon as possible, start farming as soon as possible.
Tower's 1 HP.
Has an ingrained... what?
Cuddle did 17 damage to the tower.
Oh.
Very funny.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Couldn't
under
really
attack.
deny. I'm gonna bait it out here. 1 HP. Yeah, so Nightfall has an ingrained farm mechanism in Blade Fury, so you're already farming pretty decently early. Bloodseeker struggles until you get enough points in Blood Rage, and then it's really the Maelstrom which helps you out-farm Jug.
Chuvash knows this is coming. He had a ward down to scout this, but he's not going to live regardless because they will commit the Omni Slash level 1, and with that extra little auto attack, down goes the Coddle. Top lane.
He got 1 extra armor. How could he possibly die there?
Slayer tried to get off the map. They'll bring him back down eventually with the as the Arctic Burn ends. Ruptured him up as well with the arena. He was able to at least fly out of the arena, but he's not going to be able to leave as he is going to to be right-clicked to death there by Chrysalis. So finally we get at least a rupture and some early activation for Chrysalis, who's actually 3-0-0, so he's not doing too poorly, I would say.
Yeah, he's doing well. I mean, it's same as last game. He's participating in early kills, which I think is why you want to pick a Bloodseeker. I mean, I like him more as a farming hero, but I get the point that Creeper is trying to enact. I think it's just a draft, being more aggressive once again, trying to take advantage of this early game. But VP's playing them really well. They're already creating space for the Juggernaut. They haven't really lost too many important heroes or any objectives for that matter.
Here they come. Top lane though, they don't know about these TPs.
Go to Earthspike.
And the stun. Wow. Yeah, right onto Chrysalis. Easy kill.
That was
easy kill.
so easy. That was the Earthspike stun where you get him with the last spike, which doubles the range. And he's barely out of range if you actually look at the range indicator, but actually hits if you're a line player.
And Creepwave, they were there to push the tower, weren't they? They were there to push the tower because obviously they were trading bottom. They had already lost mid, so they were at least looking to pick up the top tower in exchange for anything. But they kind of get distracted by just chasing after a DK. I don't know why. I don't know why. He's got level 3 Dragon's Blood with power treads and Soul Ring even, so +6 strength. Like it all adds up here. And let me just crunch the numbers. Yeah, they can't kill him. So I'm not sure why they were chasing him instead of just looking for the tower damage. VP very quick to take advantage of that kind of delay from Creepwave and sneak a couple of TPs in to find the kill. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Taking a look. GK. Going for this first item, Yule Scepter. So nothing too crazy or innovative on the Void Spirit in 7.30. Same thing for DM, right into the Blink Dagger. But just taking a look at offlaners. They're pretty close, actually. Amar is still leading DM.
Amar probably needs more, though. I think DK doesn't really need anything but Blink Dagger. I think the Mars is impactful. You want the Mars to scale, whereas DK just wanted to be a tank that can bring a Dragon Tail stun. He's even going for the Breathe Fire build, though, so DM himself is looking to scale a bit. Right? As opposed to maxing Dragon Tail, you're not looking to fight as early, you're just trying to farm a bit more. And the whole VP just seems to want to avoid what Creepwave wants to do right now. Just ignore them, farm, and try to out-farm them.
It's kind of been the case now for 2 games, hasn't it been?
Yep. I mean, they know what they're doing here, right? They know what Creepwave's trying to propose. They propose the same idea 2 games in a row. And even if that idea is good, it's only good if it's a surprise against a draft from VP that's slow. I don't think the draft is particularly slow by VP.
And speaking of...
Nightfall considering Echo Seal, by the way?
Looks like it. Looks like it.
I had to double check that I wasn't crazy that is Echo Saber. Interesting. I can't imagine why Jug would want Echo Saber because he has a reduced BAT, so he's actually one of the best heroes to buy attack speed on.
Yeah, very true. Very true. I think it's 1.5 if I recall correctly. Most heroes out around 1.7 these days.
No, most heroes are 1.7 straight up. Yeah. Very few that are a bit higher, like Doom, which is 2.
Doom and Hoodwink. Hoodwink is at 2.
Oh, Hoodwink is at 2? Wow.
Yeah.
Worse than Doom?
Worse than Doom. Oh, sorry, I was looking at Echo Saber. Only 10 attack speed, the mana regen, good stats. I mean, really good stats, but I'm surprised if it's stats you're looking for, why not SNY, for example? Yeah, kind of, you know, he cut her build on Juggernaut, but that is kind of his role in Dota 2, isn't it?
I agree. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I don't think it's the craziest thing I've seen. He's a melee hero. He gets him some catch as well. Probably pretty good against Bloodseeker, Kunkka, and Mars because they're all melee, so you always get to hit the Echo Saber.
VP, they're like, no, we're not going to fight. We refuse. We're just going to go ahead and TP away. See you later. That's 4 heroes top lane from Creepwave, and they're not going to find anything out of it other than, you know, jungle creeps. And these guys weren't going anywhere.
They're playing the map very well. I don't know if they saw that Crystals went for a couple points in Thirst, or they inferred it by how little he's using Blood Rage. Because you can tell how much damage Blood Rage does, or how often he's using Blood Rage and how much attack speed he's getting from it against the levels. And if you guess that he's not going for the maxing Blood Rage at like level 8 build, which is what usually Bloodseekers do, that extra point actually hurts you so much in terms of farming speed, and they might be able to just take advantage of this. Because the whole point of getting extra points in Thirst is you being able to fight a bunch. But now Crystallis took a while to be able to take this Ancient stack, still struggling to take it. He's farming well, but mind you, a Bloodseeker should really out-farm a Juggernaut 9 times out of 10. He's such a fast farmer, and he's not really accomplishing that because they try to fight more, and VP just avoided them.
Avoided them really easily as well. And, well, Kunkka is going to be going... What do you think, Halberd into this game? I actually don't know if Halberd's really that utility. I'm wondering what Kunkka is going to be doing with this casual Sange he's got queued up. Good item, synergizes of course with Armlet very nicely, so there's a reason why Lifestealers, the occasions that we saw him last patch, that was just always the build. But still, he's going to hold it onto the pig pole. Okay. See it? There was like someplace away. 300 units, man. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot.
Well, like I said, it's not a very good... I think Fate Approach is better. If you actually look at how much mobility it gives you, it's like... It just feels like a worse Fate Approach. But Fate Approach was OP, so I get it. DM? I think he's just going to die here. Crystallis, yeah, committing to this. That's going to be a dead. DM.
Yep, good smoke in the river with a Hatred on top to make sure they could easily close the door onto the DK. Means that they will be able to find at least a kill here. Finally, Creep Wave rewarded for their persistence in heading down bottom. Slayer setting up a Tinker Ward down bottom, or sorry, top lane is where Creep Wave had been persistent, whereas bottom, GBK currently on the prowl with an Invis Rune. They have set up the ward for him to try and maybe find a pick off, but that's not 2 Invis Runes where GBK has not been able to really find anything. He's looking to scale though. He, despite going for the Yule Scepter early, he knows he doesn't really need to go all out for these kills, but if he can find a free one out of the Lich, he'll take it. As up he goes, down into the Aether Remnants, into the Hex, and killed off there easily by GPK. And he would have been scouted by this ward here, as they've got one right on the outpost. We saw Fishman pinging around like mad, and unfortunately, yeah, that's going to get his own fresh wards devoided as well, which is a pretty stinging loss for Creep Wave. They do really rely on getting these pickoffs pretty early on, and losing vision, well, it's not going to make it any easier.
Hopefully they can hit the mid-game power spike, right, and just try to force fights with Kunkka Bloodseeker, which should be power spiking at the same time. We even saw BZM going for the Armlet build, so he's clearly trying to be more impactful early. I think they haven't hit their stride just yet. Maybe they're waiting for Amar as well to get his BKB. That's going to take a while. I don't think we wait for it. He'd like to.
Yeah.
GPK. It's going for Chuvash again, but his model's so lean that it's almost impossible to catch him. Look at this. Oh, wow, impressive.
Wow, yeah, he's going to click on him. Wow, he got him a second time. GPK is just going to walk on over. Hancha, right behind him. Okay, they might go here. Made it into the Aether Remnant. Will go BZM as they want at least GPK, but he's holding on to that Astral Step, so they're not going to be able to get him here. Instead of Mar blinking onto Save, and this is a scene we've seen a couple of times. Save with his hands off the keyboard says, yes, yes, you can take me, but it's my core who yet again gets to live, and simply just walk away.
Let's be honest, right? Carlo is B-tank just played out of the question. Yeah. With the extra armor, it's kind of like it's too much. His model's too lean, so nobody can figure out where he's going. He's too fast. He's scary. Like, just straight up.
He's got one of the best strength gains in the game at 2.3. It's really good.
So good.
He loves
towers.
Suns are power. Yeah.
Under attack.
I mean, that's even just to Coddle's horse. You should see him when Coddle gets on top of the horse. Then he.
Oh my God. Yeah.
This is an awkward spot for VP though. But you just can't catch a jump.
He couldn't do it.
Radiant's top tower
not
is
going
under
for the
attack.
SNY. I'll see. We'll see how well the Psycho Saver goes for him. I'm interested in this build. Nightfall actually really creative. I remember he was one of the guys who decided to go for. Back in the day when PL, I remember he got the Ags that made it so that you reduced the rush to cooldown to 0.
Yeah, and it increased as well on Phantom Rush. I think it also increased your IG gains to like 40 or something. Like kind of ridiculous. Yeah.
And he used to rush that Ags. No, I was already at 40, and then he.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. But anyway, I remember that. And he used to rush Ags and E-Blade. That was his build with PL for a while. It was kind of crazy. It actually worked really well, and he played like more Fling PL. I think. So he's quite creative. He likes the idea.
Went by different name back then, of course. Nightfall's been his name for 2 DBC seasons. But yeah, just as creative. one of the... We got a lot of experience here as Fishman. Oh, yeah, he's got a lot of experience, unfortunately. Kind of just getting beat down by the entirety of VP. DM's going to be brought back. Torrance misses, but there's both Shouldn't and Amar holding on to the arena. There's going to be the Blink Dagger. Finds the Wyvern here. Kingslayer holding onto the curse. We'll let it rip now onto BZM. That TP's not going to come through in time, though. There's a buyback up from Fishman. Immediately, though, into the Omni Slash. But it's not enough damage for BZM. Another two-man stun. That Chain Frost can still bounce around even if you're spinning, though. So this is going to possibly get a single kill here. And Nightfall now taking a lot of damage out from Fishman, still alive, as there's a Sinister Gaze to hold down GPK. And Wyvern finally taken down by Chrysalis, who's moving very fast here on the Bloodseeker, actually. GPK is going to TP away right in between the tier 2 and the tier 3 tower, as Chrysalis finds 3 in this fight, but will not be able to find Nightfall, who's absconded very nicely into the trees. He's hiding. No vision. There's no vision.
So that's why he's called Nightfall. As soon as it hits, nobody can see him anymore.
Huh?
He's like a chameleon in the night.
He's like a ninja. Yeah, like a ninja, just immediately in there.
He's not carrying a cat, though.
Invisibility!
Of course.
It's a genuine thing they used to do, I'm telling you. They used to look at cats' people to tell the time of day.
You know, I usually just look outside the window.
No, they couldn't because they were inside like dark rooms, so they thought that a cat's pupils will tell them the time of day. Cats were the original watches for ninjas.
Why wouldn't they just look at their iPhone?
Because ninjas were back in a period where iPhones didn't exist. There was only Android phones, and they didn't have time.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, can't have that. Well, that's unfortunate for them. Also unfortunate for Creepwave is that these fights are not really going their way. Nightfall was just perfectly waiting there, ready to counter-initiate on that Omni Slash. He's also picked up the Brigand's Blade. So the less HP you have, the more damage he is going to be doing to you.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, the extra attack speed it's like a worse imp clock. It scales worse, but at this point in the game, the extra 7 damage is actually kind of decent. And it's probably pretty good in Bloodseeker, against Bloodseeker, sorry, because Bloodseeker, he depends on the whole, like, oh, I'm on low HP, I'll get 1 kill and heal back up to full, and you won't be able to do that as quickly. That's good. Or you won't be able to punish that anymore. He's even rushing the Shard as well. I like this build. I'm always going to side with Bloodseeker that rushes Shard. Thank you.
Oh, DM? He's going to have to tank the smoke gank. They know he's coming. Can they find him in time? They have vision. The X-Mark will pull him back. And there's going to be a boat out from the fountain. DM should end up dying here. Oh my goodness, pushed all over the place though. Thanks to the Torrents and the Blinding Light. But once again, just 1 or 2 kills here every single time Creepwave managed to find someone.
If DM was playing Coddle, he would have been right. He's playing an untanky hero like DK, and it's impossible.
You're right, you're right.
Yeah. Because they can catch his model easily. You can always tell where DK is going.
You can always get him. Coddle with mech completed sitting at 9 total armor, whereas DK simply with 3 points in his passive has got the same amount as bonus.
Exactly, like I told you, he's not even close to us.
Not even close. Alright, well that's the tower at least. That's a lot of their initiation without the blink, Dragon Tail. From behind, smoked up here. He's going to do his best to avoid Creepwave as they go back. Oh, actually, no. He's going to go on to 2. Yul sceptered up, though. A bit of miscommunication means the stun didn't find BZM, but the Yul's, the Remnants sure will. Fall.
Finish up the Kunkka. They will. The plus finger of death on Amar. He missed a spear, which means Save is free to slow him down. He's now going to try to TP, but unfortunately GPK will prevent this. That's going to be a dead Amar. So Creepwave will lose 3. Virtus Pro, no losses in this point.
Yeah, that's a big win for them here as well. They've got Elder Dragon Form level 2, so they might look for a tier 1 tower. They don't do Roche too quickly here, unfortunately. Jug mostly physical armor and even physical damage, pardon me. And even with the Echo Saber, he's not going to really be able to chip through Roche without any help in terms of Mind Summer from the rest of his team. Who do we have coming now towards the Wyvern, though? First item on this Wyvern, by the way, is Glimmer. No blink, no Aether Lens, just straight into the Glimmer bolt. Glimmer.
I mean, what we used to see was the Holy Locket all the time, but I think these days, the nerfs to especially the talent, the level 10 talent to the Cold Embrace. Like Holy Locket's still fine, but if you find that there's utility items that are better, it's better to build save rather than just. And it's no longer the brute force method for Winter Wyvern. You actually have to think when you play this hero, so thank God for that. Why is Nightfall going for a milk?
That's what I was thinking. Is he going to disassemble the ESl1 and go Manta?
But if you go Manta, then what do you do with the Sludge?
I agree. I'm not sure myself. I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Is it a Scotty?
Could be a Scotty. Maybe he's thinking about it. Maybe he wants to. Maybe he goes Lincoln's.
He's like, I'm unsure about what I want to do, but I definitely want an ultimate orb. Like, no matter what, that's the item I want.
Just definitely wants stats. Keeping it open. Could be a sheep stick, you know.
I like Lincoln. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I agree. I also like the Lincolns, because if they break your Lincolns, no matter what, if the Rupture still hits, you're going to have time to get off the spin and TP away, and then you're not scared of anything else. So not until, I mean, is anyone going Basher, Abyssal? There is a Basher queued up now for Crystals. He's getting there. He is getting there, actually. So maybe he does have a little bit to fear. Not going to be as strong, perhaps, as he thought. Or that he has been, pardon, for the past 23 minutes, of course. He's 3-0-4. Here we go down bottom, though. Creepwave looking to set up now onto the Juggernaut, but save is here.
Okay, Nightfall. He has a good sixth sense here and decides to retreat in time. Together with the rest of VP, who is also looking to maybe fight that. They don't have GPK nearby, and I think he just revealed himself top. I mean, he has boots of travel, so he could join them, but they want to play it safe.
Yeah, and actually, Creepwave with a pretty interesting smoke. VP, of course, they're going to have to expect a smoke coming through their jungle, or sorry, coming through the Radiant jungle, which actually belongs to Creepwave. Territorially, though, I think it's more VP's jungle at this stage of the game. But Creepwave, they will now actually decide to avert their course. They're going to try and collapse upon VP from the river. Smoked up, though, as well. Our VP is safe, gets the blink off yet again here. And without Amar finding the good blink initiation, there he is. He actually finds Nightfall with the Rupture damage as well, on top of the spear. Nightfall, though, holding onto the Omni Slash, getting ready to use it. He's going to have to avoid that silence as Amar pops the BKB, running down Nightfall, who's no longer has the Rupture applied, and he's going to be able to TP away. Not as lucky, though, will be Kingslayer. So he's going to be speared, finished off, and even sent up into the Torrents for good measure. But once again, VP just playing so well around the aggression of Creepwave at each and every time.
They are, but this time, because of the Bloodseeker, because you don't have a Weaver... Oh, wait. I say this, a Horseman's dying, but Amar actually catches a save. When they turn to support for support, they will for now. Nightfall with the Echo Saber actually slowing down Hansha. Does the Omnislash here available after using it immediately, will use it here, and it's going to be mainly for BZM. Not enough damage, however, thanks to the armlet, and in fact, the Mars will be able to get out of here alive. Nightfall in trouble now. He's been Sinister Gaze, he's been hit well by the Basher from Chris Bliss too fast. Nightfall can't play God's Rebuke. Amar comes in just for the last hit there. 60 HP when he came in, but came out like a winner.
Oh, it did. Yeah, he definitely comes out a winner. He's going to be feeling pretty good about that one, as Nightfall's going to actually tip save for that. I'm not sure what that's about. I'm not really sure, but good fight from Creepwave. This is the mid-game power spike we were looking for, right? Amar, he uses BKB to try and fight a little bit longer in that bottom engagement, but he just doesn't find a good arena. He knows it's not worth throwing one against the Jug, because he would have lacked the damage, and Jug can just spin out of it and TP away anyway, a BKB or not, or arena or not. So he saves it here, forces Jug to spin into the arena, and then those are two, I mean, sure, it's no coddle that you're Omni-slashing, those are two tanky lads, especially because Mars can simply walk forward and Bulwark does a lot of the work there for him, and, well, Kunkka with Roam buff, right? He is incredibly tanky here, so good fights from Creepwave. They finally find one, and can they even look to turn this into Roshan now?
I think so. I think it should be relatively easy Roshan. And this was the difference I was talking about before the fight started, by the way. How they're keeping up in farm, and because it's not a Weaver, you actually always have chances. Good Dissimulate. Oh, never mind. GPK. He missed up the Dissimulate there. Didn't really calculate with the Ghost Ship, and I think he's going to die now. Wow.
My designs.
Okay.
It's a lot of wind underneath the sails now here for Creepwave. They needed something like this, and they're getting the openings. VP have eluded them almost at every single step before, but 24 minutes in, all of a sudden, this game's changed just a little bit. Still, items are coming through for VP. You know, they are 5k up in terms of net worth, as there's Ags finish now for the Void Spirits. PKB for DM on the Dragon Knight, for example, and mine now with a 4-staff on top of the Blink Dagger. And Wyvern with the Blink as well. So we still have plenty of big items for VP that we haven't really seen come into play yet. But it's looking a lot better now.
They honestly have chances to come back at any point. Nightfall. Oh, especially if they get this kill. This is huge.
Wow,
oh,
that's free.
Did he go for the Rupture initial damage? He did. Nightfall TP. And
Amar again.
That shield is the bane of Nightfall's existence. Is he playing Jug or Doomsday here?
Yeah, honestly, it's been brutal for him, right? There's no mirror shield on him yet, but nonetheless, he finds himself not really liking his own reflection when he gets bonked by that one.
No, Amar's playing very pog this game.
Yes, I see you took a...
Of course, yeah.
You took a
My
course.
kids taught me.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Happy to hear it. BKB pops though by DM. That's his first BKB charge used just to cut a wave. Does save this tier 2 tower. It was a pretty scary push coming along as well, especially as Crystallis now he's got himself the Blood Rage for even more bonus damage. I'll let you get into this because I know this is one of your favorite shards in the entire game. But with Aegis now, BKB and Basher basically alone, he is quite the force to be reckoned with. Tell me about this shard though. What does it do?
I mean, this shard is, as they actually might engage into a fight, GPK sees Fishman. The Fishman might just be bait. Crystal is the real hero here. Oh, never mind. Fishman's not bait. Fishman's just gonna die. Did he just blood rage? Oh, no, he blood raged himself. Okay. Home for save next. He did Rupture him. Keep hitting him. Trying to get Maelstrom proc. Not gonna get any. And instead activate for BKB when he goes down. Doesn't want to get stunned. We'll find the Bastion proc on the save, and that's gonna be a dead save. Then he find the second support in the way from Wyvern. That's Kingslayer also falling.
By that.
BZM looking for GPK. Here comes the Dragon Tail. DM did have a haste room. He's stuck now, and they're stuck in the Blood right though, and Amar still has the Arena, using the BKB to get away for now. He has the rum buff, so it's gonna be hard to kill him. Beautiful
Great
torrent, by the way.
Yeah, great torrent. And yeah, VP towards the end of that fight, they recognize, oh man, we've been fighting under a ward the whole time. Just feels awful. They do commit buybacks here, so not a whole lot of downtime. But Creep Wave now gonna play this one a bit more on the back foot. Amar without a BKB, he's gonna go farm the wave. Amar, no, the blink back. The blink back. He's gonna set up the arena walls as well. GPK is gonna be the only one who can fight him immediately, but he's gonna set up at least for DM to blink on it with another Dragon Tail stun. Chubash from behind doing his best, but yeah, that lone Illuminate here is not going to revive the dead God of War as Amar, as
Amar being Amar.
Amar, just Amar being Amar. He knows exactly what's going on there. He knows that VP are still on the hunt. They just bobbed back. They didn't get anything from it, and he still farms that wave. You gotta love him for it.
It's the, I think I can get away with it, guys. One more time. Let me try. And he even blinked, which is impressive, right? Like, it was actually a good play. It's just, that was just not the, like, it was a good mechanical play. It was not a good tactical one.
Yeah.
Anyway, talking about the shard, ever since they removed the 50% lifesteal talent on level 15, it's actually a big deal. Bloodseeker, he needs that shard now much more than before, because this shard will give him healing. And it deals 2% of target match XP as pure damage. He kills before it. They kill Fishman. And
they might even get Crystallis.
No, wait, the healing for sure.
Yeah, Aegis was up in a minute.
Dragon Tail's available.
Can they counter-initiate?
Oh, Crystallis, TP, put the unit. That's not the BKB. Oh, Winter's Curse. He didn't use the BKB, sorry, it just expired. And they hit him with the Earth Spike. That's going to guarantee the kill on Crystallis. Huge blunder. 2 blunders here by Creep Wave that now give VP a solid chance.
Yeah, that was looking really, really good for them as well here previously, wasn't it? And VP, they're going to put their foot on the gas now that, you know, they're like a shark. You know, once you taste blood, you have to go for more. And they will sweep the map now. Creep Wave though.
Different team.
With a good. Oh no, you're right. You're right. They're like bears, you know. They once you see the fish, that you go and eat the fish, because most bears actually eat fish, I think.
They wash it down.
Very true. I always forget about that. Yes, thank you. I always forget. Where did you get your your degree again?
My zoology degree?
Yeah, your zoology
degree. I went to a lot of Bad Religion concerts, and the singer is a speaker at Harvard. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, okay.
He actually has a zoology PhD, and he teaches at Harvard. And then he sings punk rock against the system.
Fair enough. Fair enough, dear.
Long live that band. He did go for Scotty, by the way. Now with the shard. For the Juggernaut, pretty big deal, this shard, especially now that you have the Blade Fury DPS talent. The shard becomes really good. Rupture's still annoying, of course, which is why the Linkets could have been a consideration. But this shard essentially is what allows you to fight against the Lich and the Kunkka and everything. It gives you much more versatility in team fights. So I think Juggernaut shard is a must every time.
Good one. It's a good one. Down goes that tower. Echo Saber, SNY into Eye of Scotty. Lots of stats for Juggernauts. He's clocking in already 3,300 HP. Is nothing to sniff at, nothing to really snub your nose at here. It's almost more than Kunkka has with Armlet active. Speaking of Kunkka, he's got a full Silver Edge completed here now, by the way. And he's going to be using that to steal a couple of runes. DM on the hunt. Does not have dust though, so he's going to be unawares of BZM's movements. He does scout the Dissemblate from GPK with Shard, of course. Lets you see a lot more, lets you go a lot further, but also gives you away sometimes in some instances like that.
Are scanning.
True. Well, the damage is worse. Damage
yeah.
Is worse.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I like his build as well. I mean, I think the Mage Slayer is a good idea, but I don't think this game is the best game for the Mage Slayer because the best magic damage is the Mars. So I kind of get that he just went for the traditional Void Spirit build, which again didn't get buffed. So if he was playing this Void Spirit last patch, he should be playing it this time. He's close to getting that Dissimulate stun though. Once he gets that, I think the game turns in VP's favor again. That is one of the strongest talents in the game. The fact that Dissimulate stuns for 2.5 seconds is actually absurd.
It's a long time. Do you know what else actually has a stun talent on 25, which I think is equally... Yep. Well, it's not 2 seconds, it's 1.5, but considering how many targets you can hit from an immense, very generous range, yeah, that one is also pretty darn good.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I would say that Splinter Blast might even be a better because of the low commitment that you have with it, honestly.
Yep.
But
yeah. And spammability, but of course, you know, XP gain, if it's not Tundra, usually Wyvern's not going to be having the same amount of levels as a Void Spirit will be. Yeah.
I mean, the reality is just any talent that gives you stuns for an ability that didn't previously have stuns, it's just too good. Even the Meld Hit Bash was one of the strongest abilities on T8 for a while. It's just too powerful. Stuns are too good. Especially in the late game, where BKBs are lower in terms of time, and a single stun can mean your death. Like, late game is pretty much...
So there's a Linken's. It's not for who we thought it might be, because Jug did go for Scotty, but it's going to be for GPK, along with the Kaya and Sanj. That does make him rather difficult to take down here, with his HP sitting at 3k HP on the Void Spirit, about to hit level 25, so he's going to have, of course, most likely the Dissimulate stun, I would say, with this build. Looking pretty good for him right now. Looking really, really good for GPK and the rest of VP.
Yeah, I agree. Especially because the later this goes, the easier it is for you, honestly. Like, Jug is a really good late game hero. We need to get someone to build a Lotus Orb now. I don't mind Amar's build. He usually likes being, oh, am I carried? I'm carried. And he builds Satanic, he likes the Desolator. It's fine. That's why he has the Rapier queued. But someone needs to build Lotus Orb this game, because otherwise the Jug is going to have a free late game. And that's the only chance, even though it's a hard one, is your only chance of beating him in late game.
Yeah. To be just direct, the ice armor is not going to be enough from Lich to stop a late game Jug. Frost Shield, thank you. Frost Shield, not going to be enough.
Ice armor is the
the Kingslayer is in the same spot as they won the game last time.
At the end this time, it's
what a curse.
That's a very good curse, Nightfall. Has the Omnislash ready, there's no touches immediately, but actually divided among two here to deal enough damage here, and it could be Nightfall's in trouble. Nightfall did get ruptured, help with a cold embrace here in a second. There's gonna be enough healing. Nightfall, you can't run away, Finger of Death, they kill Crystallis, but Nightfall did nothing to help there. He needs to survive this somehow with another cold embrace, but it's not up for another 4 seconds, so Nightfall's going to die. With both carries dead, it's up to the rest of the team to do something, and it seems like BZM God is actually mortal after all, as GPK searching for the stragglers. He's going to try to find Amar. He knows Amar is farming, but he's not going to be able to find him.
Amar, of course, back to farming. And yes, I think what we have 3 deaths by Juggernauts. All 3 of them have been quite literally thanks to Amar, but more specifically, they've all been bonks through spits. I mean, it's all 3 of them. Great fight yet again here for VP, as it's just Kingslayer just standing on the high ground, daring any of the would-be usurpers to come try and take a fight around the Roche pits, and just immediately punished. Great fight there, setting up for all the AoE abilities as the OG lines coming through. That's
one of my favorite lines, actually. I love the like Muse casted music behind it. Always reminds us of our DPC code.
I'm dying out of this.
I guess Nightfall and Sim have a really good relationship between them. That's why they keep tipping each other.
Could be, yeah.
Probably just making fun of him at this point. DK this time not going for the typical axe build that we used to see a bunch, but instead more utility like Assault, Caress, and Heaven's Halberd, a way to deal with the Bloodseeker. Who, by the way, now we're starting to see the Bloodseeker coming, kind of reaching its limits. He's still a good hero until the late game, don't get me wrong, but he can no longer be the force, the wrecking force that he is in the early. Right? He now needs someone else to initiate for him. He needs to come in second or even third into the fight. It's not going to be as easy for him.
Yeah, and here's 25 now for GPK, as we said earlier. He's now just going into Dagon. He wants to pop these backline supports. He knows that this Lich might actually be a problem. I mean, Chain Frost is nothing too weak. I mean, you've got a lot of tanky heroes, lots of stats, but the fact that it bounces around and everyone from VP, except for the supports, they kind of have the same idea, right? GPK wants to get on top of you with Semblate, Juggernaut wants to get on top of you to Omnislash, and DK obviously needs to get within basically melee range to Dragon Tail, even in Elder Dragon form. So, yeah, I like that they're respecting these backline supports a lot. Plus, they're super squishy and they die like to 1 Dissemblade anyway, so might as well just finish them off with a Dagon.
Exactly. I like this idea too. It's also pretty good against, honestly, you might be able to get like a Bloodseeker or a Mars when he's just barely surviving with the Frost Shield on, and then Dagon just pierces right through it, you know, the last bit of damage. Kind of useful there. I like it. I think it's really good. Ooh, Aesthetics Cap. That's pretty strong. It's the new item that gives you a status resistance when a debuff is applied. So it's particularly useful against this lineup that VP is, where the only debuff that's not like a useful debuff is Splinter Blast. It's harder to show. There we go. You see the head. Aesthetics Cap helps him. Has so much status resistance, but the damage is too high. I spoke too soon. I'm never praising players again.
Yeah, I was too busy reading, kind of hovering over the item, and missed your once again a lecture. All your lectures. Did you get your Dota degree from the same spot as your zoology degree from those concerts?
My Dota degree was from a very respectable university. Okay? Online University of Phoenix.
Oh my goodness. Yes, of course. Did your graduation, was there like a whole cheesy thing about Supernova, I assume?
Yeah, it was very good.
Very good. Okay, there's the stun.
Another stun. The Chain Frost not too concerning for them. Crystal is perma-stunned and he's going to die. Because Saber last proc there to get him. Yep, now they're reaching their limit. You need to play the team fights really well. And sometimes Creep Wave does struggle in the late game where they just start to play a bit too crazy and they lose the consistency that a lot of the tier 1 teams have. So here I feel like Creep Wave is kind of going into that pattern where it's just what's happening? You know, and just starts to lose so many heroes and too many bad initiations.
Yeah, Nightfall as well. He's starting to really hurt. I mean, if he hasn't already, you're like, now Mjolnir online, the Penta Edge Sword as well, bringing back May. He's going to be pinned now to at least the Wall Arena, but there's no follow-up damage here, just a Torrent. At least going to get Amara away after eating a Dragon Tail stun. GPK holding him down with at least the 8th Remnant and save with another Finger of Death. He's already up to level 21, so 40-second cooldown on those bad boys. As GPK will actually, instead of Nightfall, give the tip on over to the friendly Lions.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, I think now it's just a bit too difficult for Creep Wave to really come back into this. Like, you needed a really good team fight in the past 2 or 3 engagements, and you were still reaching your limit against the Juggernaut. It's the core-to-core between Juggernaut and Jug, and Bloodseeker, sorry. And the late game is also pretty good for Jug. If it was a hero that Bloodseeker actually beats late, like for example Luna, I might see the option. You know, you might be able to kill him. But Jug is
now, yeah, we're holding on to buyback as well from the Mars. It's going to be the only core on his team with it up. Might have to just force it out from him here as well. Of course, with Aegis and 5v4, if you have no reason to get off the high ground, there's going to be a Rupture at the very least now onto DM. The Dissemblade will stun up Crystallis. Oh my goodness, the Dagon, the Saps, and the Finger of Death a second time here. Back to back into the fountain he will go. It's a good Torrent here, catches 2, but DM's going to be able to BKB off that boat to shrug it off. Nightfall continue to just fight through it onto this tanky Kunkka, stunned up and just killed off even through the ice armor. It's not a problem here for VP, as that's 2 cores now dead without buyback. Amar, who fought back, finds the arena onto a couple of heroes, but it will be fruitless. They at least give him a high 5 before he's killed off, and it's going to be the 2-0 victory here for Virtus Pro.
Victory. So at the end of the day, I will say that I once again appreciate their experimentation.